Saving Monday, Vicky's here to help us do just that when it comes to holiday travel. Hi, Vic.
Hey, good morning, Savannah and Craig. If you want to get away, I'll have the key dates for you to get away this holiday with some savings, plus some good news if you're thinking of driving home for the holidays. That's next right here on Today.
Money Saving Mondays, NBC's Vicky Nguyen's got everything you need to know, from snagging the lowest airfare to avoiding the ever-growing threat of travel scams. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, good morning.
All right, what you got?
Okay, so the first 2 weeks, according to the travel expert at Hopper, is the best time to book for Thanksgiving. So today is actually the last day of that window. So if you want to get home, you know you want to go somewhere for Thanksgiving, you really want to get on it today, because as we get closer to the holiday, the prices will go up on average $30 a day in that final run-up to Thanksgiving in November. The other thing to think about is that you want to ask your boss for maybe Monday or Tuesday off so you can avoid flying back on that Sunday after Thanksgiving. That is typically the busiest travel day of the year. Not only will you save money, but you'll save time if you can fly back on Monday or Tuesday.
So avoid flying on December 1st if you can.
Exactly.
What about Christmas? When do we need to book for that?
Okay, the good news there is that we still have the last 2 weeks of October. That's typically the ideal time, 36 to 72 days out, according to Google. And so what you can do right now is set some price trackers. That's always nice. If you know the dates that you want to travel, you know the destinations, then you can start monitoring the prices. Google Flights does it, Expedia does it, Booking.com does that for you as well. And another tip from Katie Nastro over at Going.com, if you buy main economy, and let's say between now and your travel dates, the price goes down, call the airline, ask for a refund first. If they won't do it, then maybe they'll give you at least a credit towards your next flight. That's a no-brainer. That one is pretty easy to do. And then finally, if you just can't get it together, you can't figure out the dates or get the time off, figure that out right now, December 3rd is another last-minute time. That's Travel Tuesday. That's the Tuesday after Black Friday. All the agencies got together, the airlines, the car rental places, the hotels, and said, let's offer deals on this day all in one spot. That's easiest. And don't forget about your travel agents. I know a lot of people are really into just booking themselves, but travel agents, they kind of know the ins and outs and the best dates for saving, so that's really good. Nobody ever wants to fly on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but you could save $200 by doing that as well. And flying back on on New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve. Oh, those are the ones you can get the discount. Okay. What about hitting the road?
Okay, great news here. AAA is actually expecting gas prices to be below $3 by early November. Gas Buddy says, look at the prices there. We could see $2.99, the national average for a low in Thanksgiving, and then Christmas even lower, $2.83. So if you are planning to hit the road for the holidays, it's going to be a great driving holiday. And some people are in the market for a new car too, so that could be good.
Before everyone starts booking, flights and travel and hotels and whatnot, feels like the scammers are usually out during the holidays as well. Any particular scams we should be concerned about?
This is a really crazy stat. Booking.com looked at the last 18 months, and they said travel scams have gone up 900%.
Jeez.
And they say it's in part because of artificial intelligence. The cybersecurity experts at Guardio say AI has gotten so sophisticated that scammers can make these websites that look totally legit. They can send you emails with logos and graphics that make you think it's a real deal, offering you great travel deals. They're even showing up on Google searches, and the site looks like it's the Airbnb homepage, or it looks like the Booking.com homepage. So always check that web address very, very carefully. If you're going to try to book through a site you've never heard of before, first, I would say don't do it. Second, I would say at least Google the name of that site and the word review or the word scam to see what actually comes up. Something else, always take a beat before you book that deal. A lot of times you'll see this countdown clock. You've got 5 minutes to get this deal before it goes away. That's bogus. That is totally a marketing tool. I would be very concerned about that. Always pay with a credit card so you get some extra protection, and never download anything. These days, you should be able to book a travel deal without having to download a new app or a new website or click on some weird link, because that's really how they get you. Always turn on that two-factor authentication. That way.
The scam on the website, do they just take your information? They take your credit card information?
Yep, and then you get nothing. They get your payment information, and you don't actually get the tickets, or they add on a ton of fees at the end of the day, and you're wondering, where does this all go? So there are legitimate third-party sites, but those can be much, much more expensive than booking directly.
All right, Vicky, thank you so much. Let's get a check of the weather.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. So glad you could be with me to start your week. I'm Vicky Nguyen. My co-anchor Morgan is on assignment. NBC News Daily starts right. Welcome to NBC News Daily. We start in Florida, where a long road to recovery is underway following two major hurricanes. This is Benegas joins me now from St. Petersburg, Florida. So, Guad, one first responder told NBC News the devastation is simply overwhelming. This is 5 days after Milton made landfall. Talk to us about the latest in terms of the recovery efforts right now, and also what can you tell us about the wildlife warning for locals there? Also know Florida homeowners say they're facing an insurance nightmare from these back-to-back storms. Some of this stemming from FEMA's so-called 50% rule. What exactly is that, and how will it impact these homeowners' efforts to rebuild there?
Oh, Vicky, that is...
Well, we are just moments away from NASA launching a historic mission to explore an awesome assignment. So let's talk a little bit about what happens once this Europa Clipper reaches Jupiter's moon. Yeah. A new nationwide study shows a growing number of girls are interested in science, tech, engineering, and math, otherwise known as STEM. But their participation in these subjects is still lagging because many of these students doubt their own abilities. NBC News digital reporter Maya Eaglin has more on what is driving this confidence crisis. Thank you. Some really important information now for the 1/3 of Americans who rent. The market feels different than it did just a few years ago, and depending on where you live, you might have more leverage as a renter. There are also some new rewards programs to take advantage of. So let's start with negotiating for the best ways to negotiate your rent. Number one, know that you can always ask your landlord for a lower rate, but you should do your research first of all and know the average rental prices in your market. In some regions like Jacksonville, Raleigh, San Diego, Austin, there's really a surplus of rental properties, new buildings. That gives you more negotiating power as a renter. If you live here on the East Coast or in the Midwest where the housing supplies are lower, then you have less wiggle room, and unfortunately in some places rents are rising. But certainly highlight your good qualities, especially if it's a new landlord. Let them know you have great references, that you pay your rent on time. If this is a landlord you know, well, the good news is they probably want to keep you because it's kind of a pain to have a lot of turnover, right? So propose signing a longer lease, maybe 18 months instead of 12 months, but ask for 1 or 2 months free. And that will lower your monthly payment and overall cost you less over the terms of that lease. Also, this is really fascinating. Check out the new rewards programs for renters. Some landlords are actually offering tenants access to programs like Stake, Incentco, and Pinata. They offer rewards like 2% cash back or points that you can use towards travel, fitness, or home goods. You can also ask your landlord if they're willing to sign up for these programs because they really need to get it going. But for any renter, if you're doing a condo, an apartment, a house, there's something called Built Rewards, this new program. Anyone can sign up for this program, and that means you can earn points towards rewards that can be used. But always remember, those points are never going to be as valuable as rent concessions. There's also a Built credit card that can help you earn faster as well. And then finally, let's go to folks who maybe need a little bit more help when it comes to their rents. On the federal level, there's something called the Housing Choice Voucher Program. It's also known as Section 8. These are renter assistance programs that could really help. States and cities will also have tax rebates and vouchers to help you with heating and cooling costs, which tend to be very expensive. Go to the last graphic for me. These are two websites that are really going to help you find out more. And stay with us. Much more. NBC. Welcome back. It is 12:30 in Charleston, West Virginia, and right here in New York City. I'm Vicky Nguyen. Here's what's making news right now. A man in Indiana, jury selection is underway in the Delphi double murder trial. This case dates back to 2017 when two teenage girls, Abby Williams and Libby German, were. NBC News correspondent Maura Barrett joins us now with more on this trial. So, Maura, this has received a lot of national attention. Walk us through the case and the charges Alan is currently facing.
Yeah, Vicky, this was absolutely...
Any idea how long jury selection is expected to last? And what will you be watching for once this trial gets underway?
So we expect jury selection to just last a few those defense filings. He said that it's going to be simply too confusing for anyone to understand, and there's no evidence behind it. So what I'll be really watching is where the defense chooses to go with this, considering they've put in so much effort previously to kind of rest on that theory. And so that's something we're looking at, Vicky.
All right, Maura Barrett, thank you very much. We are now hearing from the family of a missing Broadway dancer who vanished in South Carolina just 3 weeks away from Election Day. Both candidates on the campaign trail in battleground Pennsylvania today. Now, this all comes. Reproductive rights and border security are the top of mind issues for voters in these elections. What did the polling show there?
Yeah, so a couple interesting things.
Weeks away. Steve Kornacki, thanks for taking us through those numbers. Fascinating look. Yeah. Well, inside the Dallas Police Department, a unique program is prioritizing the mental health of its officers. Sophia Beausoleil with NBC Dallas shows us how the wellness unit is making a difference.